the money, it's the money, it's the money, yeah. It's the money, it's the money, it's the money.
Hello, it's Enovia Bedford, founder of VetDeg, where we simplify sponsorship and talk about all things sponsorship. If you're not in the Facebook group, hop in there. There's some tips and tricks, some freebies going on over there that you might not want to miss. Keeping up with September's theme, even though I don't know when we're going to drop this video because I have taped a lot of content for September. But today, let's talk about snacks, baby. Let's talk about what we eat. So today we're going to talk about snacks. Snacks and beverages are probably one of the easiest things to get when it comes to sponsorship. Like, there are so many new snack companies, so many new beverage companies popping up regularly that it's kind of an easy, they want to get the word out, so it's an easy fit. If you knew me circa 2010, 2008 to 2010, and you came to my house, you know that you were going to leave with a box of Pop Chips. It was like Pop Chips sponsored my entire life. I was talking to my girlfriends the other day, and she's like, you worked with so many brands that became huge. Pop Chips, Bark Thins, Box Water, and a lot of them were snack brands, Kettle Chips that I worked with, you know, when they first started, and now they're like these massively big companies. So it's been a fun ride, and I do love snacks. My experience is mostly in food and beverage, so it's kind of a natural fit. So we're gonna talk about some snacks today. We're gonna talk about things that we drink. So for your gift bags, this you can definitely work with local companies on because, I mean, snacks and beverages from city to city, to state, there's different things that people eat, different things that people love. Of course, nationally, there are brands that are recognizable. We got the Lay's, we got the Doritos, but there are some poppin' brands in your hometown that you can ask for 50 of something and they'll probably say yes. So I'm gonna get into some of the favorite snack things that you can request. Chips. These are grain-free tortilla chips, ranch flavor by Siete, right? So small company, lovely packaging, but this can easily be a good size item in a bag, right? So tortilla chips, pretzels, pretzel crisp, some chocolate, it depends on the time of year. Winter, fall, you can do chocolate. When you start getting into spring and summer and things start melting, that's a mess. You don't want to do that. Mints, gums, candies are freaking delicious. For chocolate, I would suggest that if you want to do really nice boxes of chocolate for your panelists, also fortune cookie. We work with a fortune cookie company that we do customized fortune cookies for that we send to clients as gifts. But tortilla chips are good. Pretzels are good. Cookies are good. Get with your local baker. Cupcakes, anything that's going to go stale, you don't necessarily want to do. But one of my favorite brand stories is about Bark Thins. It's one of the brands that let me know I was doing a good job and that I should probably stay on this path. We did a deal for them, and there was a Facebook thread after the event. Everybody had them in their bags. So if you don't know what Bark Thins are, they're freaking delicious. They're like chocolate covered with pretzel bites and nuts, or all these different flavors. There's dark chocolate. There's like sea salt. It's good. And they went in these gift bags. And when I went to the Facebook group that the person that hosted the event, there was like thread with hundreds of comments about these daggone Bark Thins. Like, literally, there were people on there like, Target got them on sale 2 for $5. Such and such has them for this. Oh my God, they're so addictive. And I took screenshots and I sent them to the brand and I was like, look, y'all got this buy-in right here. You know, this is what people are saying about you. And they were one of the brands that, after working with us and seeing us, would reach out and say, hey, what do you have going on? What are you working on? Like, we love work, the projects that you bring to us, because we always can see some kind of tangible increase, because that feed lets you know. There was about 400 likes on it, 100 comments. Out of those 100 people, if 30 people buy they have possible lifelong customers. So that's what you want. You always want to be able to track that. But Bark Thins, popping. If you haven't tasted them, I'm just saying, get some. Then another type of company that we've worked with a lot, because they do, it has real good staying power, is jerky. This is Fusion Jerky, Chipotle Lime. There's another jerky company, I cannot think of the name. And we've worked with them a lot. Oh, Crave Jerky. So poppin', so delicious. Love the team over there. But just think about all of the snacks that you eat regularly, right? Like when you put in terms of working with brands and sponsorship and you start opening your eyes to what you consume and what you use, it's like, oh, I should be able to get sponsors. By now in the video series, if your wheels haven't been turning, then they should be. You need to set up a one-on-one session if your wheels haven't been turning. But jerky, right? So for our vegan friends out there, chickpea snacks, corn nuts. There's this corn nut company. What is it called? Love Nuts? Whatever it's called. Those corn nuts, I never have liked corn nuts, but they are delicious. Anything that's packaged that has a life shelf of more than 2 seconds. So we'll get into some beverages now. Water is always good sponsored items. This one is a protein infused water. We've worked with several water companies, from sparkling ice to boxed water to what is the other one? Can't think of it right now, but we've worked with between 5 and 7. Oh, I worked for a water company for a while. But yeah, water is always good. People always need to stay hydrated. We'll do like a hydration station at an event where either water is being passed out, if there's just something fun around it. Other things that you can offer people are things that can be added to water to make it delicious, right? So any of these kind of like flavor drops usually do really well. People can take them with them if they're traveling, if they're home, if they just need a little bit of flavor. And then also these singles. We love singles, and so many companies come up with new flavors. This is Snapple, this is A&W. So when it comes to beverages, snacks, you want to try and catch them when a new product is going to be released. So that's always a question I ask, because beverage companies and snack companies are always coming out with new flavors. They're always coming out with new products. That's one of the ways that we've worked with alcohol companies in the past. We've worked with beverage companies like, oh, you're launching these flavors. Like, we want to be part of that launch. This is how we can help. And, this is how you can pay us to get, it in front of your people. So asking, what kind of flavors do you have? Are there any flavors that you want to push? Are there any flavors that you want to test? Right? Let us test it with our demographic. I mean, and not like the rat in a lab kind of way. Like, these flavors have been released and they might not be presenting the traction that they need to be presenting. So you'll do a test, or even hold a focus group around it, like, engage the interest of people. Another thing is tea. We love tea. We've worked with Good Earth Tea a lot. We work with a bunch of different tea companies. It's always great to incorporate tea. You can do a whole batch. You can break them, a whole box. You can break them down and do individual. And then you can add like cute little honey sticks and all that jazz to it. Definitely some gum. And also, we like fancy soda around here, right? So this is Blueberry Maine Root Soda. Some companies that we like, glass bottle, really nice, artisanal kind of flavors. Bruce Koss, love them. So, kind of visit some of the artisanal markets or farmers markets and see what's out there, because Bruce Koss started off as a really small brand out of Brooklyn. And next thing you know, you're seeing them, and now I'm in Charlotte and I can find them here, which I'm really excited about. But seeing, what new flavors are coming out, what activations need to be carried out, what their demographics are, refer to them old videos, watch those for all of that information. But as far as snacks goes, it's kind of free game, as long as it doesn't need to be refrigerated and it can last, request it, ask for it, can we have 50 samples? Depending on where you're located, there's probably a big manufacturer there, right? You probably have like a Frito-Lay's, or here we have Snyder, which Pretzel Crisp is under. So one of the fun things that we did with Pretzel Crisp, if you're unfamiliar, they have salty, they have sweet, they have savory kind of flavors. They're about this big. They look like a pretzel, but it's a crisp. So it looks like a pretzel, but it tastes almost like a chip, but also a pretzel. And for them, we worked with them for an event that needed to be catered. So there was a chef, and we were working to reduce costs. So Pretzel Crisp donated the product in kind to us for the chef to come up with like crazy recipes. If you ever have been to the Pretzel Crisp website, they have like all of these just awesome, like one after the other recipes from people. So we came up with like things that people can snack on for their hors d'oeuvres. So everything from like, I think it was like an onion pretzel crisp with like cream cheese and salmon and capers, to one that was one of the sweet ones. They have like I think a caramel one with like caramel and a strawberry and chocolate. There were just like so many fun things that we can do, passing them out. They were super cute. They did some things where they like crushed up some of the pretzel crisp and used it as toppings. So get creative. If it's something that you're serving, like, there's hors d'oeuvres, or there is a bar, a food bar or snacks, try and incorporate the snacks. Talk to the brands and see what they're trying to get out of this. And, be creative, step outside the box. We didn't know that when we were working with Pretzel Crisp that we were going to make like this full menu based off of a snack in a bag. So get out there, figure out your plans. If you need help with strategy, let us know. We are here for you. FAQ Fridays. If you have questions, comments, anything, leave them down below. Visit us at vetdeck.com. Hop over to Facebook, join our group there, slide up in the DM. Sometimes I'm in there responding. Sometimes it's usually it's our social team. But follow us on VetDeck if you're not already, and a happy pitch.
It's the money, it's the money.